Hello, and welcome to Bees and Tea Stitching. I'm your host, Sebastian, and Selena's around here somewhere. Um, Welcome to this 1 week late, I guess, floss tube. As I had already said, I was traveling last week, so I didn't get to do a um, video last week. So, welcome to anybody who's new. Welcome back to all you guys who have been here for a bit. This is my little corner of the internet where I talk about stitching, my cat, life, whatever kind of. Alright, so the trip, just real quick, it was very fun, something I do every year. Um, and I get to see a lot of people who I only get to see once a year. So, um, it's a family reunion without actually being family. It's the family that's not blood. There you go. But yeah, it was great. Um, Unfortunately, um, I did actually get some really bad news on the way home. I'm always kind of feeling bad when we leave, because I know most of those guys I won't see for another year. Um, I actually had a uncle that passed away, so still kind of dealing with that. He wasn't somebody I was particularly close to because he actually lives in Italy, not in America. But I mean, still, you know, um, it's still kind of crappy. Um, but anyway, so I mean, so if I'm a little less excited, um, this video, that might be why, a little less animated. But anyway, so I don't want to dwell on sad things. I did get a lot of stitching done before I left, but I didn't stitch a thing on the trip, and I've only been back a couple days, and been having to deal with some stuff, and so I really have only done literally a couple of stitches since I got back. But I have a decent amount of stuff to show you guys. And just a tiny bit, what is coffee sister say, a scooch of haul. Sorry. Sorry, Garrett. I'm stealing your word. Um, alright, so I don't think this will be super long. Sorry if you heard my knuckles cracking there. So let me go ahead and I'll get started on that. So the first one is in this cute little bag here, which I believe that I got at Stitching in the Springs in Ohio. Say Yellow Springs, Ohio, I believe. Um, and this is, oops, I apologize. I don't know if you heard my phone go off. This is the Marine Life Quartet from Mill Hill, the Lobster. And since I did this like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, I don't always remember exactly where I was, what I was doing. Okay, so that's the way to go up. I believe, let me put this behind it here. There we go. So I believe I was doing this area and this area. So that sort of area down there. You can definitely see there's the tail, um, the legs. There we go. And then the legs on the opposite side over here. So you can definitely, and one of the claws, and that's going to be the other claw. So, I mean, you can definitely see the lobster coming in. I don't have that much left of the background. And, of course, this is 14 count perforated paper, all the called for, that's in the kit of the Mill Hill. So, yeah, obviously, all that is exactly what it is. Okay, next, this is one that I really kind of want to work on finishing, because there's not a whole hell of a lot left. It's in a Beagle's bag, and it's got a little something, I don't know what's going on there. This is, I'm 99.9% sure, a Vicky Stitching button, which a lot of these will be. Um, so, This is Hands-On Design Surf Life. I do believe that I got this at um, Fire Poppies when it was still around, in around the Charleston, South Carolina area. I could be wrong, but I think so. So I have been working on the car. These are some of the called for colors, but not all. Also, some of the called for colors I'm kind of switching around as well. Switching around, there we go. Anyway, so yeah, so it's kind of a mix of called for, not called for, and called for in the wrong place. But anyway, so I think I finished up the red. Oh, you want to come on, come visit? There you go. Hold on, let me. Oh, well, there you go. You can see her to the side here. Hello. There's the side of Selena. Hello. Hi. Yes. You can't pick up her purring, but she is purring. But anyway, so I think I finished up the red, maybe in the back. Um, did a tire, the brown, and now I'm doing the paneling. These are actually going to be windows. I haven't decided what color I'm going to do them yet. I'm thinking this one, but I could also do white. So if you have any suggestions, if you think I should do it in white, or if you think I should do it in this kind of variegated blue, please go ahead and make your opinions known in the comments. So there you go. That is that. And there is, after I get this done, there's not that much left on the car, but there is another tree over here, which shouldn't be too bad. There's a little bit of white in here. And there was supposed to be a bikini. I wanted to try to um, design a little pair of trunks instead. Um, I may or may not do that. I may just leave them out. We'll see. I have not decided yet. It may depend on my level of laziness. Oh, she's okay. Yeah, you can kind of see. There we go. Top of her head right there. So she's sitting on her little seat slash scratching post back there. All right, the next one actually is a nice little milestone. First off, if you've been around, you know what's in this bag. This is definitely Vicky's Stitch and Button bag. She has the same bag. She is working on the same project. Um, a little bit further behind because she was having trouble with the stitching. She had to undo some, and she's got other stuff obviously that she's focusing on as well. So this is Long Dog Samplers, You Belong to Me, an Egyptian theme. It is on this was, I believe, a 16 count. It's not the called for. It's just a generic kind of light colored 16 count. Hold on. Do I have what it is? Oh, yes. I'm sorry. It's Color and Cotton Parthenon. It was part of my fabric club, apparently in March of 2021. So there you go. That's that. This one is on, I believe it's a 16 count. Excuse me. 16 count Papyrus, I believe it is, by Fabric Flare, the one that's printed, so it's white on the back, and then it's printed out the front. So, I actually finished finished a page, and I moved it over. This is, as you can see from here, this is the last page of this row. And if I remember correctly, I think there's only one more row after this. So I'm down to about 4.5 pages, I think. Maybe? So that's kind of cool. I finally am able to do a little bit more of my blue. Yay! So this is a gold sulky, so that's 1/1. This is a silk from Silks for You. That's 2/1. And as you can tell, the coverage is still really good on both of them. the coverage is really the same. So yeah, I'm working in the pyramid. I have got the bulk of the pyramids done, but I've still got a bit to go. I think there's still, I want to say there's still one part of one more pyramid over here. So yeah, you can actually see it. There's the last one that'll go up over here. But anyway, so here we go. That is that. Um, I don't have a particular time I want to get this done. There is, if I can find, oh, there it is. I didn't put it back in yet. Whoops. Let me unfold this. There is up here a year. Now, I did put 2020, and then I left the last one empty. So, even after I get to the bottom, um, so I am kind of, so I'm like here-ish. So I've still got this whole row of stuff down here. But even after I get to the end, over here, I want to say is that Cyrus? I think, I could be wrong. Anyway, but, I do still have to come up. So the last stitches I'm going to do are going to be up here in the year. Unless I go to, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to want the year to be the very last thing, or if I go up and finish it when I'm on the last page and then go back down. I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. But that is a future me issue. Alright. This one, yeah. It's a lot of fabric, so it's a little tough to fit in there, but it fits. Alright, the next one, I want to say I got this either at, like, a StitchCon or Stitching the Wild or somewhere like that. I do believe. I could be wrong on that. But, this is the one, I never joined it officially, but, unofficially I'm doing the, I think it's called Gridiron Grind, if I remember correctly, where people are taking their favorite football team. Most of them are doing NFL. I think some are doing college, and they are um, doing either stitches like per point, or some of them are doing stitches like, for yards or touchdowns or something like that. So I was like, okay, well, that's cool. And I do have a college football team I follow, um, but I wanted to be a little different. So what I'm doing is I'm doing football, and by football I mean soccer, what everybody else in the U.S. calls football, except for the U.S. Um, and I'm taking my team Arsenal, and for every goal they score, I'm doing 100 stitches. And I mean, a lot of times, it's not necessarily going to be a lot. We did beat, was it Brighton Hove Albion? I think it was Brighton Hove Albion. 5-0. So I did have to actually do 500 stitches in this, interestingly enough. Unfortunately, the last game we played was the reigning champs Liverpool, and we lost 1-0. So I have not had to do any stitches in this week. But this is, of course, I'm doing it in Arsenal, because that makes sense. But for the 500 stitches I did before, I believe I did some up here. I think I worked a little bit more on that A, kind of finished this part up. This is a little bit of the R. That's why there's a space here. And I decided to change tact and just do a little fill-in. Sorry, what is... Oh, okay. And I'm just doing a little bit of the fill-in of the red. And as you can see, there's a little bit of the cannon for Arsenal. So there you go. Fun fact, the reason that they're called Arsenal is because their location is where an arsenal of powder and magazines and cannons and cannonballs were stored in North London. So there you go. Alright, so that is 500 stitches for that. for you guys who have been here before, you know that I'm trying to do 500 stitches at a time on every piece. I've gotten at least 500 on every piece except for like two. That I'm really having a hard time motivating myself to stitch. Um, and so this one is going to be the exception because it's not necessarily going to get 500 stitches every time I um, do it. I may just like if there's going to be a break, an international break, for for the Premier League, where there won't be any Premier League games because there's going to be international. So, a person who was playing for Arsenal may be playing for England or maybe playing for who else do we have? Um, Odegaard would go to Sweden. Um, I think we have a couple of Italians. I know we have a couple of Spaniards. So they'll be going to different teams. So when that's the case, I may just do a normal 500 on this. But this will probably, just get the stitches from goals. Um, Now, when, got the Premier League, but then we'll also have I believe it's called the Champions League. So there will be some time, um, up until like kind of the end of the year ish. Not yet, but starting soon. Um, where there may be multiple games, two, possibly three, depending on where they are. So this may get more than 500 stitches in a week. It's really just going to depend. So you will probably see this one every week, one way or another. Um, Except, like I said, you wouldn't have seen it this week because we didn't score, sadly. But that's all right. All right. So enough yakking on that one, I suppose. All right, this one is the last one. Oh, this is a finish. I'm sorry. My mind is, yeah, you can tell my mind is scattered. My voice is also a little hoarse because um I think I picked up a little con crud or something from that convention, but um I needed to say no FFOs, no new starts, but I did have a finish, and it's a good one. This is Vicky Stitch and Button, I guess Victorian Dancers. I don't have all I have is the pattern for it, so I'll just do it kind of quickly. But this is Ink Circles, Reflections of London, and it is done. Ta-da! With a gigantic... Alright, well, yeah. Obviously, it has not been ironed yet, but... Well, anyway, you're just going to have to ta-da with a wrinkle in it. But there you go. So you got the what's that called? Let's see, there's the shard and the radio, I think it is, or something like that. I forget what it's called. You've got the tower. You've got the it's not Big Ben. You've got the Elizabeth Tower where the bell of Big Ben sits. You got some buses. You've got some Tardai in the middle, or phone booths, either one. So yeah, there's just a bunch of little things here that all the little underground sign. There's a little underground sign right there. So yeah, all sorts of cool stuff. As for what I'm going to do with this, no fucking idea. This was a 14 count that was given to me by somebody, one of my local stitchers, who actually started this. Didn't like the fabric or the thread that it was on, so gave me the fabric. I think I just had to pick a tiny bit out of it, if I remember correctly. And then started it on a new fabric and with a new thread. I don't think she's quite done, but she's really close to being done. We restarted close to the same amount of time. She's doing, I think, all of the reflections. So far, I've only done this one, but I have a couple more. I think I have Reflections of Amsterdam, and I think I have Reflections of Canada, which my intention had been to send to a friend of mine, a Canadian friend of mine, um, and that has not happened. So I'll need to double check. 'Cause it's either I bought it or I had intended to buy it for that reason, and I really want to say I have it, but I have to double check. There's a lot of patterns to go look at over there. All right. The last one that I literally just put a couple of stitches in, was it last night or the night before? Is in a garden tote bags. Look, pretty cats. All the cats. Well, that's weird. They're upside down over there, but they're right side up over here. Anyway, speaking of cats, are you still over there? She is. You just can't see her because she's too low. Anyway, this is, speaking of London, this is Satsuma Street's Pretty Little London. And I literally just put in a couple of stitches over here. So, this is a 16 count, something like an oatmeal, I think. These are all the called fors. So there you go. Not much. It ain't much, but it ain't much. So, there you go. So we're going to have like the Elizabeth Tower, Tower Bridge, the Shard, the Eye. Why can I not remember? The Gherkin. That's what that one's called. The weird spirally one is called the Gherkin. Because that's on here. Oops, which I didn't put back. And it's also on here. And of course we got one of the guards. So yeah. And I'm going to assume that's probably Parliament that goes over here. It's hard to tell. But anyway. So, that will hopefully get a little bit more work tonight. Alright. So yeah, time-wise, we're doing alright. Oops, oh, my string going everywhere. Okay, put all these over to the side here. Okay. Oh, and this, yeah, needs to go back. So now I need to figure out what's going on with that. This should not affect my, recording. I'm gonna have to double check on the date. It's either at the end of this month or towards the end of next month that I have a little local stitching thing. But it'll just be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it won't affect my stitching. But I mean, I should say, it won't affect my video. But I will get to show you guys, some stuff. Excuse me. Like I said, I picked up a little something, I think. Excuse me. So, I'll most likely I'll probably have a little bit of haul. I'll probably have I'll probably have a decent amount of stitching. I mean, you know how it is with those things. A lot of times you go to a stitching thing and you don't actually get a lot of stitching done because you're talking to everybody so much. And these are kind of the same, but they're smaller. So I think with the smaller ones, you tend to get a little bit more stitching done. But we'll see. We'll see. So this is the Stitching Kitten, I believe. It's a little Irmo. It's right outside of Columbia, South Carolina. It's a fairly new cross stitch store. It's really cute. Um, it's not too far away from me, but maybe an hour and a half or so. So it's not too bad. Um, and so I've only gotten there once so far. Um, but a group of us from our LNS took a trip down there, and they let me come along, which was a really fun trip. I think I talked about it, and I think I talked about the fact that I did sign up for this thing while I was down there. I didn't know about it until I got down there, so I'm glad I went. But yeah, that should be fun. I'm going to be sharing a hotel with one of my LNS people. I think we're going to. I'm going to give her a ride, and she's going to let me stay in the room. I think I'm going to have to double check with her on that. I mean, obviously, I don't mind throwing her some money for a room, but that should be fun. Because is it like, could I drive there and back? Yes, but it's still like an hour and a half each time. So it would be very tiring and it would be a lot of gas. And honestly, it would save me money just to get a hotel room, between all the gas that I would be doing for, back and forth every day. If I was a little closer, maybe, but just not quite close enough to commute. Anyway, so that was plans, even though I usually do those last. I will show you my scooch of haul. What is this? Oh yes. Somebody at my LNS. I guess they had either finished it or they decided they weren't going to do it. They gave me a copy of Hands On Design's Blissfully Unaware. I think I have a nice purple that will go with this. Um, it, I was trying to remember, was it a fox and rabbit purple? I don't remember. Anyway, but I'm also thinking, if you're reading this, then you're blissfully unaware of what's creeping behind you. It's spoopy season. Sorry about that. I'm thinking about doing these in glow in the dark. This could be done in glow in the dark, so that's a maybe. But I'm almost positive I'm going to do these in glow in the dark. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Spoopy season's coming up, so I will definitely be doing that. That is the actual pattern, so I don't know why that is outside of that. There we go. Also, since my birthday was, a short time ago, a few weeks ago, Stitchy Box did like a $10 off something. I forget what it was, but so I just wanted to take a look, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to actually use it or not. But I did find these. I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but these are let's see, 24 times 3, so 48, 58, 68. So 72 yards. Is it yards? Yeah, 72 yards of a really pretty, yeah, I mean, the pink is kind of washing out a little bit. It's a little pinkier than that, but it's a really pretty pink, white, blue. You can't really, you can kind of see the pink there, but anyway, yeah, it's kind of washing out the pink, but it's a little brighter than that. But so nice trans flags colors. I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but I have 72 yards whenever I find something to use it for. I like their cute little bags. So I've got that, and then the last thing was Crafty Emily here on YouTube. She does videos, but she also sells some stuff. She does really cool needle minders where she'll take like old stamps or things like that and turn them into needle minders. And she also has been doing some dyeing. So, this is, I don't know, I'm gonna guess maybe Queen Victoria. I'm not 100% sure. An old stamp. This was, because of course I love Sherlock Holmes, Hound of the Baskervilles stamp for 43 pence apparently. This one was 75 pence. Or that could be shillings, I don't know. Anyway, this one was, this is this type piece, this is 11 pence. This is a 25th anniversary of the coronation. So that would be Queen Elizabeth II. And this one was J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Ring. I believe that's the door that they find in the mountains to get into the Lonely Mountain. I believe. I could be wrong on that. So that's those. And I also found, I don't know, I apologize. I don't know if it was darker and I thought it was going to be darker or what, but it's that's pretty true to color. It's a color that Gary and Ronnie would love. I'm sure they don't watch my videos, but if they did, it's just a really, I don't know. I mean, it's a just a yellowish, greenish, kind of Halloweenish sort of things. 18 count, 11 by 13. So not huge. A small fat eighth, I'm guessing. This is a 16 count, 14 by 14. Really pretty blues and purples. I guess that's some of the color on the other side. So, no idea at all what I'm going to use these for, but I have them. She has a lot of really cool stuff. I will try. I'm unfortunately my internet is down right now. Awesome. So I cannot post this up right now, but I will try to remember to give you a link to Crafty Emily's YouTube, and she will have a link there to her Ko-Fi page, I believe it is. Yeah, it's a Ko-Fi page. I didn't actually know until I was watching her videos that you can actually sell stuff on Ko-Fi. I do have some patterns that I wouldn't mind getting rid of. And I may just try to sell them on Ko-Fi. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Um, so that's a possibility for the future, but I don't see that happening particularly soon. But yeah, watch this space. If I do, obviously I will, say something about it. Um, all right. I guess that's really about it. Um, so thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe and comment. That does help the algorithm. Again, like I always say, I don't get paid for this. I just do it because it's fun. But that does help. The algorithm helps me get seen by other people. Um, I do read all the comments. I promise you, I am behind on responding to them. But I do read them and I do appreciate them. So please keep the comments coming. If you have any questions, absolutely, ask me questions. Um, I mean, I am not an expert at all, but you know, if it's something, if you want to see something, if you have a question about something I'm stitching, whatever, just, anyway. Um, all right, I guess that's really about it. Like I said, you can't see her, but she is back here. So from me and from the Hiding Selena, we will see you guys next week. Bye.